Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us and for another top 10 of 2023, this time it is the turn of the Studio Series figures and the movie bots. So same with the other video, because there's just so many to pick from. There's been too many figures in my opinion been released this year. We've been really spoiled. The last video was Generations with the selects and all the other sort of spin-offs. This one is Studio Series, but that of course covers covers Studio Series 86, Rise of the Beasts mainly, and of course any of the other movie figures that they've done in the Studio Series toy line. I've also covered mainline figures as well regarding to movies, just because I think they need a special mention as well. As ever, these are just my picks. I'm going to give you the reasons for why they are my picks, and of course I want your comments and feedback as to whether you agree or disagree. So I've got my top 10 here, and I've got a few special mentions here as well. Now the other ones that didn't make the top 10, but I thought they were brilliant, and I've just chose this one to be honest, but any of them could have been, I could have picked up. I picked this one because it's Scorponok and Scourge. But yeah, these were the mainline Beast Alliance. They were the combining figures that, yes, they were basic, but they were fun. And I suppose that's one of the main things that is important about a toy. So any one of these, the only one I think I didn't have a chance to play with yet is the Optimus Prime one. So the Bumblebee, the Optimus Primal, the RC one, etc. All great bits of fun. So if you've not seen or had a go with these yet, they are, in fact, they're great, to be honest. They really are. Right, this one was tough because I liked I can't get my words out. This was tough. I liked Airazor. The reason why I put this one not in the top 10 is because obviously we never got to see the robot mode, and the robot mode's not too bad. What I loved about this was just the size of it. I mean, this was a really good value for money deluxe figure, and I liked the paintwork on it, even though again we never saw the robots. So close, but didn't make it in. Just knocked them two over already. What a start. Right, this one definitely needed a special mention, especially with how hard the main figure was to get. So this was the mainline Voyager class Optimus Prime. This is just a great figure. It's a really, really good Optimus Prime figure. It's just perhaps a little too grey, and maybe a little bit too small, obviously, because it's not as big as the Studio Series. But as a stand-in figure and as a standalone figure, it's a great Optimus Prime. So he definitely needed a mention. Right, the next one is a joint figure, but I've only got one of them because I've sold one of them already. And that is Optimus Primal, both Studio Series, which is what this is. I do like it. I think it's great. I think it's clever. But the other one, which I've done a review on, but I don't actually own it anymore, was the Takara Huge one, with all the gimmicks on it, with the popping out arms, etc. The one that was literally about this big. And the reason why these didn't make the top 10 is because, to be honest, although I like him, I like the character, and as I say, I think this looks amazing. I'm just Optimus Primal'd out, I think, because obviously we've had so many. We had a couple in Kingdom, so we obviously had the normal Kingdom, we had the, what was it, the Netflix Kingdom, then we had the Nemesis one, and then we've just had an abundance of Optimus Primals, which, to be honest, again, great, but for me, just a little bit, which maybe sounds a bit super, maybe hypocritical, considering obviously G1's always the same stuff over and over again. But for me, good figures, but didn't make the top 10, just for, I suppose, for them reasons. Right then, let's start the top 10. And I know that this is going to go down like a lead balloon with most people, but let me tell you why I like it. This one, Studio Series Gamer Universe Barricade. Okay, not the greatest articulation. I love it though. I like the way it looks. And again, you'll probably think it's a bit weird, considering I've always said, and I've been dead honest, I haven't actually played the Fall of Cybertron game. But I did have the Fall of Cybertron original figures from 2010 with the Generations one, and of course there never was one of these. And when I saw this, I just thought it's great. I like it. I like the colour scheme. I like the way it looks like the 1990 Batmobile as well, which I think it does. And for me, just because of its originality, and I like the idea, of course, that you can pop the arms off. He says trying to pull one off and it's completely stuck. There we go. And put the weapons on. Just a great idea, a great gimmick. And this one, again, shelf presence. I think it looks great on a shelf. I hold my hands up and I know it's not the most posable figure, but I don't get much time to play with them anymore anyhow. So it's just, how does it look on a shelf? And I think it looks great. Right then, so here we go. Controversially, number 9. This version of Airazor, which was, of course, just the main line one. I loved this from the moment that it was leaked, from the moment I saw any images on it. I did a special video, it was only like 30 seconds or whatever, just saying, look at these images that have been found. Doesn't she look fantastic? And she does. And I prefer the colour scheme to this robot, even though, again, we never got to see the robot, but the alternate mode as well. I love the fact that it's a new transformation process. It's a new mould. and I just really liked it, and I thought that the alternate mode looked really good. So I had to pick her because, again, from day dot, as soon as I saw her, in fact, this was the first Rise of the Beast figure that I reviewed, because, you know, I buy all my own figures and I didn't want to buy this. I just saw it on the shelf along with a load of the other ones, and this is the first one that I picked because she stood out to me the most. So there we go. She is definitely in at number 9. At number 7, Battletrap, and again, great figure. A lot of fun with this. Reviewed the KO version of this recently, which was obviously awful. Just again, liked it. Like I just really liked the movie as well, to be honest. I liked it more than I thought I would as well, because I'm always dubious going in to watch the movies. You know, each movie, every movie that you're ever going to watch, you can say it could be better because for whatever reasons. But I really liked the Rise of the Beast film, and I liked this figure again. Obviously, in my mind, when I'm thinking Battletrap, I'm thinking of a Duocon. But no, liked it, really liked the figure as well, so had to pick him. Right, here we go. Here he is, Studio Series Optimus Prime. Once again, it is a good figure. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, but this is another case of where the robot mode is vastly superior to the alternate. And I always say, you know, I always give figures their due. I say, like, I'm going to be displaying in robot mode, you know, I give loads of figures their due. If there's gaps on the back of the forearms and you're not going to see them, etc., there's nothing wrong with this. I've just think that there's a load of other figures that are better than it. If I wanted to be really nitpicky, I think the head's too small for the actual mold. But with regards to the mold, how it looks, is he screen accurate? Yes, he's screen accurate. Yes, he's good. Transformation process is clever. Alternate mode back of it is a little messy, but the actual figure itself is good. And I just I don't say this patronizingly or condescendingly. I just feel really sorry for the people who couldn't get it. We were really lucky in the UK that it just appeared on our online stores, and I know that there's people still searching for this, so I feel sorry for the people who can't get him, because it is a good figure. Right, moving on. This again is another Rise of the Beast figure, and this is Rhinox. And although I said for the fact that I've had enough, not had enough, I'm Optimus Primal'd out, even though Rhinox has had a few figures as well, including obviously Rhinox even had one, obviously with Thrilling 30. But what's so special about this is it was the first, and it definitely still is, the first Rhinox figure to not have a giant rhino head on the back. And although I don't normally go for figures because of their transformation process, I do appreciate a transformation process, and I just like the way this guy looked as well. So coupled with the fact that I love the paintwork on it, the deco on it's great, his accessories are great, the alternate mode is great, but you can't see that, so I just had to put it in because it was one of them sort of like, what, you know, sort of moments when you pick up a figure and you're like, because of the way it was packaged, you know, it's like that. And I was just expecting to see the rhino's head on the back, and of course it wasn't, so he had to go in there. Right, moving on to top 5, and now we're going to start to see a lot of figures which people are probably thinking or guessing that they knew they'd start to see some of these. So number 5, I went with Studio Series 86 Ratchet. I chose Ratchet over Ironhide. There's 2 Ironhides obviously, but I chose Ratchet because if anybody saw my review, I said I much prefer the white colour scheme. I really like the translucent blue windows as well. I know a lot of people didn't like that. I think it makes it really work. Okay, it perhaps should have been painted in to be like to match the actual cartoon, but for figure wise, I just think that it's great, and the mold is clever, the transformation process is clever. It's, for me, just a great figure. But again, the reason why I picked this one, not Ironhide, is I just prefer the white, and let's just hope that he stays white. Right, on to number 4, Brawn. It's got to be Brawn. Studio Series 86. Again, very clever. It's so screen accurate. It's crazy. I recently did the reviews of New Age's version of this, and it is interesting to see that Hasbro basically, I suppose, sort of copied a bit of the transformation process, but this version is superior in every single way, not just because of the size of it, just the detail on it, and again, because obviously it's a licensed product, so they can make it look exactly like he did appear in the cartoon. Let's just hope he doesn't get the same fate as Prowl and Ironhide, and we have a dead version of them. But yeah, really impressed with this guy, and it's great that we've nearly got all the mini bots in their deluxe size form. Okay, moving on. Even though I love Studio Series 86, I really did like this figure. So this was number 3. This is, of course, Rise of the Beast Scourge. Again, although I know of Scourge, and of course I know, like, a lot. I don't know, I know of him from RID, but this version of him, the detail on this figure from, I mean, it's exactly what you expect from a leader class. It's exactly what you expect from a leader class super studio series rather. The detail on it is incredible. I know there's an upgrade kit coming out which may make him look better, but just everything, the detail on the face. I liked the transformation process. I like the fact that it, again, 100% screen accurate, and he is a scary looking figure, and again, just really liked it. Really liked the figure as soon as I saw it. Maybe a bit too thin legs now I'm looking at him, but no, really enjoyed this figure. Right, so there is 2 left, and I'm wondering if this is going to surprise a few people. So number 2 is, don't get me wrong, this is fantastic. You've just seen him there anyhow. This is 86 Magnus. Now, it was really hard not to give this number 1, because again, it's great. It's, I suppose, the Magnuses that loads of people like my age have said, you know, we've been waiting for, been, you know, dreaming for ages, because it's nice that it's not just a white prime. I know a lot of people do like the white prime, you know, but with this, it's incredibly clever. The fact that it all stays as one, but then you can take the cab off. Transformation process is a dream. It's so much fun to do. It's not super long-winded. It's not overly difficult. And I think it proves, I think it's a testament to how good this figure is, that from the UK anyhow, for a commander class figure to, I have not seen one yet, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I've not seen him reduced anywhere yet. I think that's because he's sold out now with all the other commander class figures. I'm sure Skylynx was one. Jetfire obviously has had a reissue, so he must have done really well. Skylynx has been reduced. Rodimus has been massively reduced. This guy, amazing. Really liked him. It was really tough not to put him at the top, but the guy who got the top one for me, purely and simply because of the anticipation of waiting to get them all, and because I just really love Dinobots, and I always have as a kid. So for me, yeah, Snarl, he snuck in. Yes, it perhaps would have been better to have the gold matching the others, etc. But just, again, I talk about shelf presence and how they appear and everything. And at the moment on my Studio Series shelf, he's at the back with the other 3 Dinobots. They just take up the whole shelf. They're huge together. They look great. The transformation process is fun. He's fully posable, even though, again, I'm not super overly fussed about articulation. I just think he looks amazing. So for him, for Studio Series figures released this year, this is my number 1. So as always, please let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like the video as well. That really helps me out. But I'm going to do, I've been asked quite a lot on Instagram to do a load of top 10s, so I've done them too. I'm going to do a top 10 of the year, which is everything, all of them, so including things like Masterpiece, Shattered Glass, etc., all of the mainline figures. I'm probably then going to do a top 10 pickups as well of the best figures that I've picked up all year, and then I might even venture into doing some other top 10 rarest and things like that. But let me know in the comments if you think this is a good idea, and any other top 10s that perhaps you want me to do over this festive period. But of course, please take care of yourselves. Have a great holiday season, whatever you're doing. Enjoy yourselves, and of course, I'll be keeping up with the videos as best I can, but take care.